Let's now take an honest assessment of what Islamic laws, often known as Sharia law or Islamic jurisprudence, actually say in regards to child marriage. I need to explain 2 points so the rest of this video makes sense. The first point is that Islamic law in this day and age is determined primarily by 5 major schools of thought, which are responsible for the jurisprudence of the vast majority of today's Muslims. 4 of these are Sunni. They are Hanafi, Hanbali, Shafi'i, Maliki, and the Shia one is Ja'fari. Keep this in mind because we'll be assessing the position of these schools of thought. Nearly all Muslims today belong to one of these schools of thought. The second thing I need to mention before explaining in detail the position of Sharia on child marriage is a well-known Islamic concept with regards to jurisprudence. Everything is halal unless explicitly forbidden. In Arabic, this is referred to as the well-known law of jurisprudence, al-aslu fil ashya al-ibaha. This means everything is allowed in Islam unless there is a Quranic verse or authentic hadith clearly banning it. This is mentioned in the Commentary for Mainstream Islam's Second Holiest Text, Volume 17 of Fath al-Bukhari, page 28 states, "Matters are lawful by default only when the Sharia explicitly states that it is not lawful." If any Muslim apologist wants to claim that marrying a girl who has yet to reach puberty is forbidden, you need to provide evidence. And frankly, you'd be contradicting the Quran's message in chapter 65 verse 4, which I quoted earlier, along with the position of the major Islamic scholars on it. But the important thing to know here is that you need to provide evidence when saying anything is forbidden. This is a fundamental rule of Sharia law. Let's now take a look at whether there is a minimum age for marriage in Sharia. Let's pick up Fath al-Bari, an exegesis of Sahih Bukhari, volume 11, page 25. It says, "Muslim schools of jurisprudence unanimously allow the marriage of young girls, even if they were still babies in the cradle, but intercourse cannot occur until the girl can withstand penetration." That was just a quote I read. This clearly tells us that a Muslim man can marry a baby girl within Sharia law, but cannot have vaginal intercourse with her unless she can withstand it. This rule is universal for the 4 Sunni schools of thought. The Shia Ja'fari school of thought also has no minimum age for marriage, but sets the age at which sexual intercourse can occur at a minimum of 9 lunar years. It must be noted here that barring intercourse, all types of sexual pleasure can take place with any girl, even babies. Iran's Ayatollah Khomeini spells this out very clearly in his book Tahrir al-Wasila, volume 2, page 216. That a man can carry out all the sexual pleasures he desires on his bride, even if she was a baby. He is entitled to thigh her, that is, placing the penis between the thighs of the baby, heavily kiss the child, grope her body with sexual lust, and so on. They cannot, however, have sex with her until she is 9, according to Shia Islam. But with Sunni Islam there is no minimum age for sex, so long as the child can withstand intercourse. Next we move on to when the time comes for a girl to withstand intercourse is determined. Let's turn to the commentary for Sahih Muslim called Sharh Muslim volume 3, page 577. We see here that all the Sunni schools of thought agree that if the girl's father and the husband both agree that the girl is ready for intercourse, the man can have intercourse with her regardless of age. Just think about that for a second. We're now talking about consent as well, and the girl has no consent here whatsoever. The matter is firmly between the father and her husband. The girl has no option. In fact, she could even be too young to speak, as there is no minimum age limit for marriage. The only time a girl can give her opinion is if she is married after she has already hit puberty. If there is disagreement between the girl's father and the husband over whether a girl is able to withstand intercourse, according to the Hanbali sect, the girl waits until she is 9 years old, before being forced to join her husband regardless of what she or her father think. This is purely rape. As I explained already, there is no minimum age for intercourse with a small girl in Sunni Islam. Scholars, however, have said in Radd al-Muhtar, volume 5, page 283 the following: "Intercourse is not limited to any age. For example, a fat young girl can withstand penetration at a very young age." So to sum up, the 5 major schools of Sharia in Islam are unanimous over the fact that there is no minimum age for marriage whatsoever, and a girl can be married off the day she is born. The Sunni schools of thought say there is no minimum age for sex, but there has to be a consensual agreement between the husband and father of the young girl to determine when she is ready for sex. While the Shias say 9 lunar years is the minimum age a girl has to reach before her husband can have sex with her. 9 lunar years equates to just under 8 regular years and 9 months. All types of sexual pleasure, including thighing, hand jobs, French kissing, are allowed with girls as young as babies. All the references backing up the content of the video are in the description box as usual, but in case